Welcome to the Dan Brooks Show. Um, you're on Brooks' son, his only son. Neve Brook, not a real, contender. I'm actually the non-biological one. But recently I've been like, you know, am I not just the biological son to every man in the world? Is not, isn't everyone my dad? Um, and is my purely only goal to switch the binary and become everyone's dad and stop being everyone's son? Is that really what being a man is for me? Is that my boy to man? Does it involve everyone on the planet? Does it involve all the stuff of everyone on the planet? Do people need to wash all their stuff in order for me to graduate to being everyone's dad in the entire world? And what if I told you that Jesus is the father and God's your grandfather? Well, would you like that? All right, here's the links. Cash.me. All right, let's make it work. Cash.me/$wash it all. Bit.ly/wash it all. Cash.$wash it all. Cash.me/$wash it all. Bit.ly/wash it all. Washing. What's washing? Washing is when you divest belief in a broken, failing, crumbling system built on pain and toil and invest it into a system built on pleasure. Not just any system, it's the only system built purely on relationships. Not satanic relationships where exchanges are happening that without permission. Exchanges are happening without transparency. This is it's a new paradigm, bro. It's a new paradigm. It's where relationships are quantifiable and exchange and trade is encouraged transparently. It's not like you get ripped off. Okay, when lots of people are in relationships right now where they are paying more emotionally or more spiritually than they are getting. But because emotion and spirit are so in the pain matrix, they're so vaporous. Intellect and obviously the physical is very quantifiable. So if you're in a relationship and you do not have the tools to quantify what the physical, what the emotional and spiritual are, bro. I feel like, all right, so I'm going on a tangent right now. I'm starting to talk. I'm starting to talk about theory. You don't really want to know the theory for me. I can tell. You want to know about my lust, my passion for things, bro, for stuff. For the physical world, bro. And is there anything wrong with that? Our whole lives, every religion on the book, everything. I mean, the religions don't. The religions tell you this. This is not actually what the scriptures tell you. They say that everything in the physical world can be foregone in order to reach spiritual and emotional knowledge and enlightenment and blah, blah, blah. That, you have to forsake stuff. Now, I think that is very satanic, bro, because you can never forsake stuff. You can't. There's no way to give up stuff. They just want you living in fucking bullshit. They want you living in the street, in the gutter. It's still stuff. If you don't have stuff, you still have stuff. It just means that there's, if you have no shoes and you have to walk around, it means that you got to touch the stuff beneath your feet with no protection. If you don't have a warm jacket, it means that you're just interacting with all the stuff around you with less protection. If you don't have a mansion and you got a small little house, it means that you're interacting with you know, just as much stuff. It's just it's in a smaller quarters, and it's all about quality, bro. But there's no reality where you can give up stuff. Sure, and who knows, man? Who knows the stuff that you'd be giving up on the other side of death? I refuse to believe that is a completely non-physical existence that comes after this. That you are just a spirit, only a spirit. Now, sure, your actions and doing what you do could lead to different outcomes. Sure, I don't know. But I can tell you that stuff will always be a part of your life or your non life. So why not figure it out in this lifetime so you're set for the rest of it? But the thing is, you don't know what you're doing. You don't know what you're doing with stuff. You don't know what you're doing with money. You don't know what you're doing with any. You don't know what you're doing with power, sex, love. But you do not know what you're doing with stuff. And that is why perhaps the Eastern notions are all or even the bastardization of the New Testament would lead you to believe that foregoing stuff is the only way. And the Great Reset wants you to share all your stuff, and then and then there's people are really insistent on their private property. I don't think there's anything wrong with private property. It's just, is your private property making you happy? Is it actually fulfilling you to have, live behind a fence? Are you being antisocial because of it? Are you being antisocial in whatever, in your penthouse? See, stuff can't save you. It's a necessity to life, but it's not gonna save you. Can it save me? Probably. I would say it could. I would say the only way to pay me, who can abundantly give up spirit and emotion. You may not believe me, but it's easy, bro. And ideas, bro, I got ideas. They might not be the smartest ideas in the world. But they got soul, man. I'm putting soul into ideas. Which you're like, oh, is that emotion? Is it? Nah, bro. I got the soulful ideas, bro. But I got those things. I got it. I'm not lacking in sure, I may be a little lacking in ideas and I may be lacking a little bit in spirit. I'm not lacking in emotion. I got that for miles. But that's the way you can pay me. So when people are like, "Oh, he all he wants is the money, bro. All he wants is the money." Then yeah, because that's how I get paid for all of the other things that I can offer you. And also, it's such an insane thing, bro. Love can go one way, it can go both ways. Me loving you and then you thinking that your love in me is a good enough payment for that doesn't actually work like that. It's not a binary one for one relationship between my love and what you feel is your love. It's not. Because I'm a Christ concept, bro. My love is so valuable. And it does incredible things to people. Incredible things. Some people can't take it and have to go away. Other people transform within it. It puts a lot of people in a position where they don't know how to handle it. partially is because my love demands that you grow. I am not interested in someone who isn't growing. I'm not interested in someone who isn't taking risks. My love is risky. I am a risk taker. I am taking a huge risk right now. So I demand that same risk in whoever I give love to. Absolutely. If you're not taking risk, I don't really want anything to do with you. And there's no place for you in the book of life. Think God is interested in playing it safe? Jesus said, "Primps and prostitutes, pimps and prostitutes will get into heaven before you." You understand that though? Because Jesus understood risk. Jesus understood people who are willing to put it all on the line every day, who are willing to truly live and follow their desires. Is there anything safe? Sure. Bro, if your dad was a pimp and you come from a pimp line, your mom was a prostitute and this is your blood. And I'm not saying this to OnlyFans e-girls who are doing OnlyFans, because sure, there's something not actually physically, emotionally, spiritually safe about what you're doing, but it's predictable. And it's safe in that you're using it as a crutch. I'm not talking about that kind of safe. I'm also not talking about the kind of risk where you're putting yourself in danger because you're trying to be more dead than you can be. Instead, I'm talking about the risk where you're risking it all to be the most alive you can be in any moment. Not the closest to death you can be in any moment. Risk can take either side. And the unhealed risk goes closer to death. Sure, I was taking risks before I came here, but taking risks soberly, it's a completely different thing. Even soberly taking risks that seem crazy, the risk that you're taking, even gambling. I'm saying like even stonks, even like bro, there's taking those risks when you're drunk or high. It's insanely dangerous and you're going towards death. Taking those risks when you're sober, and those are just two risks that I'm saying are very, you know, I'm giving you an example of like things that would not work in the pain matrix versus what works in the pain matrix. Gambling because you have addictions, gambling because you don't have uh, a kind of like grip on this reality or other realities. Gambling is a crutch. Any of these things, the risks that you feel like you're taking in the pain matrix are not actually the risk. Once you get sober, and that's why at a certain point you can wash, and you should wash. And I'm going to put the wash links up here again because I cannot stress enough how much you should wash. How much it did for me. Cash.me/$washitall, bit.ly/$/washitall, cash.me/$washitall, bit.ly/washitall. How much it did for me. I was a drug addict. I was a sex addict. I was spiraling. I was just looking for temporary pleasures. I was just looking for instant gratification in everything I did. I was spiraling. I spent most days wanting to kill myself and not having the resolve to do it, which I believe is a lot of men out there. I got into relationships over and over and over and over again that just made me spiritually and emotionally cucked to the person I was with. I didn't state any of my true desires. And I was a workaholic on top of all of it. It's not like, well, near the beginning, at a certain point, my workaholic tendencies became more and more antisocial and more tied in with my drug and sex addictions, where all three of them were like, well, one of these has to take precedence. But I was working at all of them. I was working. I was trying to stay afloat. I was trying to keep my head above water. And trying to keep your head above water when you're fucking smoking heroin in a rental car, and still trying to keep your job and doing all the things that you're trying to do, meanwhile selling carpet squares on the side of the road, meanwhile flipping construction supplies and furnishing supplies, paint thinner, flipping paint thinner on the street. And I'm not a poor. I didn't come from poverty, bro. Like, I came from upper middle class people who grinded for their money in a really pathetic way. Actually, they had a chance to really pull themselves up by their bootstraps, which is the bootstrapper way that I've been kind of like traumatized with my whole life. But it's also gotten me to the point where now I'm gonna pull myself up by my intellectual, emotional, and spiritual bootstraps. And I think Ayn Rand always was like, pull yourself up by your intellectual bootstraps, and the rest can whatever. It's interesting to see my dad start to talk about soul and spirit, because he has no real understanding of those things. For context, my dad is Yaron Brook, the chairman of the Ayn Rand Institute. He goes live every day, kind of like I do. His lives aren't as lit. His lives follow a format. He never talks about how he feels. What if my dad went live and just talked about his day, even? Or like, oh, yeah, this is what I was just getting into. I had dinner with my wife. We talked about this. I'm saying this is like a start for him. Start talking about what he wants, what his real dreams are. Start talking about women. But my dad could only talk about products, politics, current events, Ayn Rand, objectivism, ideas, you know. People say that made me angry about a current event. He can't start with his emotion and then go from there. Can't start with I feel mad, sad, glad, scared, and then extrapolate on that feeling to get to, true content. Cash.me/$washitall. bit.ly/washitall. Cash.me/$washitall. bit.ly/washitall. Bro, I got a $72,000 goal. All right? Just this month. That's what I'm working towards. I'm about 12K into it. Just, So I'm looking for 60K. And let me tell you, bro. Let me tell you what I plan to do with stuff. I have dreams, man. I got dreams of filling aircraft carriers full of people. I have dreams of creating social neighborhoods. I have dreams of setting up places for people to go, special wares, where they can socialize and meet people who are sober and doing the thing. Bro, and I'm not even, the people who are unsober can hang around outside the gates. I have plans of giving people SUVs. But am I going to be able to do that if I can't treat my fucking self? And at this point, after doing this for 2.5 years, to doing the social economy full time, prioritizing it above everything, can I continue to do that broke? I don't know. Is it compelling for you? I know some people are like compelled to see how far can he go. But let me tell you, that is just pain matrix programming. That is the idea that there's more energy in a broken bond than one that exists between two people and has room to thrive and grow and bubble and turn into other bonds and other relationships. So me with stuff, you don't even know. You don't know who I could be. You don't know how interested you would become. But that's the way to get into a relationship with me. Unless you want the broke, junky nympho version, which I'm not doing. I left that in 2018. And parts of it have come forward, have remained, but those are parts that I'm actively getting rid of and actively moving past. It's okay to be a fiend. You just got to channel it in the right way. So I'm a fiend for stuff. That's what gets me up in the morning. I am not that happy with when I don't have money in my bank account. It's not even money. I enjoy the things that money buys. The currency itself isn't that important to me. It's the stuff, bro. See, that's what they don't tell you at the end of your spiritual and to get through your spiritual and emotional journey. You got to use the other stuff is a part of it. It may be more for others and more for, but I am not lacking in emotion. I'm not lacking in swag. I'm not lacking in social capital. I mean, I've been canceled. Now I got that canceled swag, which is a rare. It's like a truffle, bro. It's like a truffle. The canceled swag is real. A lot of y'all are afraid to get into it, to go there. But it is real. It is a powerful thing. Now, what I'm telling you is that if you are not prepared to go into your cancellation, it's going to be hard for you, bro. Because there's a whole nother world on the other side. I've never felt more free, you know? When I was beholden to maintaining relationships that I didn't want to be in, or that were killing me and draining me of what I needed and what draining me of my spirit. And I'm still, I haven't worked it all the way out. I'm telling you right now. I still have inequity in my relationships where my spirit is being fed on. And it's something that I cannot ignore. I have to address it every moment of every day. I have to get ahead of it. I can't let it get ahead of me, or else I will be a shell. I won't be going live. All of this promise of what my dreams and desires will not be realized. And you won't have an example. You won't have someone to follow. Because I'm telling you, follow me. Give up everything. Follow me. And you can have everything that you want. It's going to take you getting there, doing it, to get the things that I want. But I'm not going to stop just because you won't do it. Because there's 8 billion people in the world. And the Book of Life has 8 billion slots, bro. Everyone's welcome. Everyone. Now, what you got to do to get in, massively contextual. Jeff Bezos has a shot at getting in. George Soros has a shot. Those two, like, they got work. They have to work at least 120 times harder than I had to work. I had to give up everything. They have to work. So 120 is probably unrealistic number. Probably far more. Giving up all material wealth is just the beginning for people who are that spiritually corrupted. But I guarantee giving that up and then giving up your secrets and being transparent and canceling yourself, it may be 120 times harder because they have so much to go through. But it's not that different of a process for different people. It's about becoming truly vulnerable. It's about making yourself available instead of covered, masked. Are there any billionaires that don't wear masks? That's why billionaires seem like they don't have rackets, because their masks are impeccable. Their smoke screens are impeccable. You don't know who you're talking. You're like, what? How could I ever judge Elon Musk? He's got so much going for him. His mask is pretty good, and bro, it's not that good. It's not that good. taking accountability and responsibility, losing face, and I could stand to lose more face. I try to save space. I probably save more face in my personal relationships than I do in my public persona, where you get, my personal relationships, I could stand to lose more face. I'm not there yet. I haven't punctured the bottom. I haven't smashed through. Will I? Absolutely. I'm going to get there through stuff. I'm going to get there through people. I'm going to get there through your watches, bro. Now, if you want to see a man glowed up in his integrity in every regard, can I do that in a moldy house? Can I do that living on the street? I can only go so far, and I'm already doing what I can with what I have. And imagine what I could do with what I don't have. Which is a lot. I don't have a lot. Cash.me/$wash it all. Bit.ly/wash it all. It's not going to be charity either. I'm not asking for charity. I'm asking for a social business transaction between two men, a man and a woman, whatever. Okay? I deal with entities too. They just got to have some access to a bank account. Even if it's a spiritual bank account, whatever. We'll work something out. I'm interested in stuff. I want things, bro. I want people. I want things. People, places, and things. You know what they say? A noun, bro. I'm a noun guy, bro. You can do all the verbs. You can do all the. I like adjectives. Why? Because they describe nouns. Nouns and adjectives. Fat. You see, here's a noun and an adjective. Fat women. I'm into adjectives. I'm into nouns. I'm into prepositional phrases. In the country, bro. In my penthouse. Where's it at? Give me a preposition. Verbs. Sure, bro. Sure. Am I really that concerned with verbs? I think you need to get concerned with this one verb. Wash it all. Washing's the verb in there, just in case you didn't know. It's all fraudulent grammar. I'm into the messianic nouns, and I'm into the messianic adjectives. And it's beyond quantum grammar, bro. This is messianic. This is God shit, bro. This isn't like, oh, it might be alien technology. This is God technology. This is God stuff, bro. It's God stuff. All the stuff is God stuff. I'm God's son, and I'm his heir, and you will be the ones to deliver it to me. It's going to be lit. It's going to be good. Can you imagine me in a gold chain? Imagine what I could build. You can't. It's too late. Anyway, this has been the Dan Brooks Show. This is Day Life Jesus. Wash it all. Let's get it started. Cash.me/$wash it all. Comment, share, like and subscribe. Do the thing. Spread the word, bro. Something's happening over here. Something you don't understand. Something that I can explain, but it's really you're gonna get half of the information that you need comes in the action of doing the thing. No idea can save you. No idea can save you. But there's some ones that can get you on the right path. Capiche?